Right, hello and welcome. This is a in the studio breakdown track for our latest track, Movin, that came out this weekend. Here's a quick preview for you.
I like the way you're moving.
Right, if you've been streaming it, thanks so much. We've had a really good opening weekend. We're really happy with it. If you could please leave a like down below, subscribe to our channel.
If one person gets something beneficial out of this, I'll be happy. But I'll actually never know that, will I?
If you have reaped benefit from this video, leave a comment. Okay, so guys, just quickly, I'd like to apologise for the lack of quality on this video, okay? We were trying to film, things went wrong. The laptop we were running off would not be able to play the project back at full speed. So yeah, just bear with us. If you're interested in seeing how the track is made, then we're doing the best we can for this video. Many apologies. Thank you.
Okay, so kick is 2 sine waves. I can't remember how I did this because I watched a tutorial, but this is what it sounds like. There you go. And then what did I link this to the pitches? Bit of distortion, and honestly I can't remember what I did here. This is all different. These windows are basically just linked to different macros so that when the pitch changes for the kick. And then added a top kick, just quiet in the mix but just to cut through. So together that top one does quite a lot. Bit of compression, OTT, a saturator, but I'm using it as like a clipper, so just so that it doesn't distort. I've actually taken it down and put it in mono. So there's the kick. So did I do any pitch bends on the sub? Because it sounds like it's bending. Yeah, so if you hear it. And that just gives a bit of movement to the track as a whole. I think it's on the bass as well. Bass. This is the main layer. It's just it's pretty nasty, isn't it? Dirty bass.
Very gritty.
This is quite an interesting project because I made all the sounds just randomly. So even here, I couldn't really tell you what I've done. Again, it's kind of just a sine wave. And then what I'm doing is I'm using an LFO to modulate both oscillators so that it goes voo, voo, voo. Some EQ, just boosting that and taking out some of that for the vocal, sidechain and filters. Okay, so that's sub, bass layers, and kick. This is the foundation of the track. Let's go to the drums. Where is drums? That big yellow. That's kind of just in the background. I believe I've got it panning left to right. Shout out to SLVR for just a loop. No shame in throwing a hat loop in there. That's that clock again. A shaker, a crash halfway through the drop, and some rise just to keep the energy up. Then obviously slightly panned left and right just to give the drums a bit of space. Oh, and then I put a CLA drums on the drums, obviously.
Let's go on to the lead next, because this is a bit of a weird, unique lead sound. So
it's probably a sine wave again. Oh yeah, look. I think this project I was just, well, it is a saw there, but I was just mainly using sine waves.
This was a bit of an experimental one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the sounds that I made were basically just using an LFO, making a cool shape, changing the LFO rate, and then just mapping them to random shit and seeing what happens. So obviously to the filter, to just give it movement. I didn't do much on the main lead. Just mainly EQing, bit of saturation, sidechain not at the end, which is not good. Oh, and a bit of multi-band-ish kind of stuff. Oh, mid-side as well. And next we could go over the ARP. Sample. Bit of sidechain, and then one that I got from Avenger. Together.
Ooh.
And that just carries the drop and gives a bit more energy to the second half. You come from here with less energy. It's vocal. What I did with this is a pretty generic sample pack. Probably everyone's seen on Splice.
Yeah.
But what I did is I took all the little this is not all from one loop, so it's not as generic as it could be, and then I just put them all together. But I think that's the main thing about this vocal, it's character.
Yeah, because you've literally given it a whole new one, so
I've ripped it a new one. Delay, doing anything, it's probably me just trying stuff out. Trans-X, I don't even know what I'm doing with this. I'm probably just doing a bit of de-essing or something. And then, and then de-essing. What am I doing with this bad boy? I think, I can't remember.
Wide, Trans-X wide, is that like width?
I don't know.
Making it a bit,
I don't know.
A bit fatter.
That's my philosophy. Throw it all on, see what happens. Can we group all of this and see what the change is? Okay, dry.
I like the way you're moving.
Wet.
I like the way you step into it.
Yeah. That's a big...
It's more filtered down, it's not as bright, but it fits better in the mix.
It's a little bit...
If it was like that, it wouldn't fit.
I like the way you step into it.
This, again, gives it more atmosphere.
It's like an edgy vocal.
Yeah.
Jack's really good at creating atmosphere, so if you want to learn atmosphere, then just throw those as samples in there.
Throw those as samples in, put reverb on them, delay, and see what happens. So this is all in the background, it's not things that you'll notice. But it's really important to keep the drop going.
Collectively, it adds a lot more than you think.
We'll move on now, because I've been talking about the drop for 20 minutes. Very simple, the breaks. Big fat sub. That is fat.
I'm sure you'll hear that.
That is massive. Probably everyone's done this, everyone does it. Respace in the break. I'll show you some processing. It's almost like guitar. It's almost turned into a bit of a guitar. Distortion, reverb and EQ. How you choose to do that is up to you, but it's just the same. Distortion, reverb, EQing, compression. And you've got the lead just filtering as the build goes up. Arps in the break, just to link everything together. Everything's very subtle in this track, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything comes in quite softly and it's filtered. And
because the drop's not really like a standard,
big
traditional drop, is it? It's more of a...
Yeah, it's quite minimal.
Yeah.
Oh, I did something cool with the vocal actually in the break. So, just the vocal here. And then what I did is, to give more atmosphere, I used Valhalla Shimmer and put it on 100% wet. And I basically got a reverb from the vocal, and I've just put it on top. So I've got more control instead of just playing it. So I've still got the dry original vocal. The breakdown is pretty much exactly the same as the like the intro and the first bit, but just with bit more variation. The main thing is just adding a break beat to add a different rhythm to the track, keep it interesting. Also added an 808 as well. Oh, Koyu sample.
Ooh.
That is good, isn't it? The classic high string, just sustained all the way through the break for tension.
You don't have the tone.
So you think it's going to come in now?
You don't have the tone. I like the way you're moving.
So that's just a combination of this triplet bass, if it plays, and the ARP.
I love that ARP.
That is a nice ARP. And back into pretty much the same as the first drop, but just percussion earlier to keep it moving. If you have any questions, I'd be very surprised if anyone does. I will respond to it and answer your question. Hopefully that can help in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
You
you know.
don't have the tone.
Bye.
I like the way you're moving.